Hey buddy, welcome back to the channel and to all the warships. Today I'm doing a different thing. Today I'm actually not featuring one of my own games. This is a subscriber that has submitted a replay. So this is NolQ. I hope I'm not butchering that name. This is NolQ in the Tier 10 US battleship, the Montana. And it's on the map Atlantic, and it's a 3-cap domination game. So the Montana is one of the absolute strongest Tier 10 battleships in the game. It has a massive broadside that can inflict devastating salvos into any other ship. It's also a really strong anti-aircraft ship for a battleship, so it can definitely hold its own against enemy carrier players. And this is actually the only Tier 10 battleship that I'm missing in my port. And I don't really know why, because I would really love to have this ship, but I really never got around to grinding the American line. So NolQ here is pushing the A-cap, which is quite unusual. Because as I spoke about in my earlier video, the Atlantic and the map Trap, that is pretty much identical layout. Usually the northern team always go for the B and C cap, and the south spawning team usually push for the A and B cap. And that's because of the layout of the islands at the A cap and also the C cap, which makes the northern team having an advantage on the C cap, and the south spawning team usually having an advantage on the A cap. Especially if you look at that small island in the A cap at the H4. Where you can pretty much park a destroyer capping the base without being able to get blapped. Like this Baltimore actually tries to do right now. And this looks like it can be a paddling unless that island eats those shells. And that is a 15k opening salvo from NolQ. And I'm guessing that Baltimore is seriously considering his decisions in this game, because he is not long for this world. We have an enemy Musashi pushing up, and it is quite angled, but you never know with the Musashi or the Yamato, which is the twin sister ship, because if you get like this 45-degree angle, which NolQ almost have on the Musashi here, you can actually get that nice opening under the forward turret, where you can citadel both the Musashi and the Yamato quite easily. NolQ turns his attention back to the Tier 10 Russian cruiser, the Dmitry Donskoy, in the background, which is a really good decision, because as a battleship you don't ever want to have a cruiser that has a long range and really good fire spamming potential just sitting back in the back and just spamming you with fires while you battling out with battleships, because those fires will stack up and they will grind you down eventually. Now we have a Massachusetts, and I'm not really sure if he's gonna ground or not on that island. It looks like NolQ's reload was just a couple of seconds too late to be able to punish that broadside. NolQ has quite good backup at the A cap. Actually, you usually don't see this many ships going for this cap. The rest of the team has been sailing up north towards the C cap, but it doesn't really look like they have been successful in securing that cap for the team. The Donskoy is trying to duke the shots. He was in full reverse earlier. It looks like he's still reversing, showing a very slim profile to the enemy ships, which is really smart. Ooh, this could be bad, showing this much broadside to a Musashi. But NolQ actually gets away with it, which is really nice. So one thing regarding the Montana, it has, as I said, really good guns. And as you can see, it also have really good gun angles. So you can have the ship pretty well angled towards the enemies and still get all your 12 guns on target, which is a really good advantage. We have a friendly Fredrik de Grosse pushing in. Kind of suicidal. I wouldn't really go into that kind of a situation in a Fredrik de Grosse, which is one of my least favorite battleships. Although it has pretty strong secondaries, as you can see on the screen right now. He's also showing quite a lot of broadside to that enemy Musashi and the enemy Monarch in the background, which is probably fire spamming him to death right now with the help of the Donskoy as well. So I think NolQ is playing it really smart right here. He is quite present in the fight, but he is not pushing straight into the enemy fleet, which he shouldn't do at this moment in the game. The Musashi do pretty much the same mistake here. He's pushing himself straight into a perfect crossfire situation between NolQ's Montana and the friendly Tirpitz, which you really shouldn't do either, considering the Tirpitz also have torps. So he is taken down. So we have started to capture the A cap, and we are also starting to steal the B cap from the enemy team, which is really good. Ship-wise, it's quite even right about now. We did just lose that friendly Tirpitz, so now we're down one ship. But the enemy team still has a quite large point advantage, which could prove being devastating in a match like this. Now the enemy Monarch is pretty much the only ship left on the enemy team at the A cap, which pretty much seals his fate, because NolQ has support from a tier 9 Rune, which is one of the strongest tier 9 cruisers in the game. Also a fire spamming Cleveland in the background. And that is why the Monarch's health pool is depleting quite fast. I must say I really love these guns on the Montana, so I'm guessing I will have to start grinding this line as well. So this monarch is taken out, but of course then the tier 10 Russian destroyer, the Khabarovsk, pops up. And this is something you don't want to see in a tier 10 battleship. But that actually looks like, damn, that was a massive salvo. I mean, you don't understand how tough of a shot that is on a tier 10 Khabarovsk. That is the fastest and one of the most maneuverable destroyers in the game. Holy crap. And at that angle as well. The Khabarovsk, of course, being such a strong gunship. Oh my god! He took out a full health Khabarovsk in 2 salvos. I mean... seriously, I mean, the Khabarovsk has been one of my absolute favorite destroyers in the game, which you can tell by my Khabarovsk playlist on my channel. I mean, I know what kind of devastating powers that destroyer has against tier 10 battleships, and since it's really fast and really maneuverable, usually battleships have a hard time facing a Khabarovsk. That said, Khabarovsk and also I think the Haragumo, the new tier 10 Japanese destroyer, they are so big. So because they needed to balance those 2 ships, they actually take quite big damage, as you just saw, by overpens and regular pens. But seriously, NolQ just took out a full health Khabarovsk maneuvering kiting in 2 salvos. Well, my hat is off to you, my captain. That is quite an achievement. Now we have a tier 10 Kurfürst pushing the B cap, and the Kurfürst is of course notoriously hard to citadel due to that German turtleback armor. But NolQ has actually been able to shank him for quite a lot of damage, even though he hasn't been able to get a citadel on him. I think that salvo landed a little bit, just a tad short. But it had great dispersion, which seems to be one of the traits for this ship. So the Kurfürst is actually finally taken out by the tier 9 rune. Now the enemy are capping the B cap again. I'm guessing that is the only surviving destroyer in the match right now that is capping, and they are down on points and on ships. So this is starting to look really grim for NolQ and his team. And now NolQ is engaging the tier 10 French battleship, the Republique. And even though the Republique is quite a large ship with only 2 turrets and 8 guns in total, that is not a ship that you want to discard in any way. Because when I play my tier 10 Hindenburg, which is in my opinion one of the most tankiest tier 10 cruisers in the game, the only battleship that I'm pretty much afraid of in that cruiser is the Republique. Because the Republique has a really annoying way of always being able to find the citadel on the Hindenburg. Doesn't really matter how well you try to angle your ship, the Republique will find that citadel. but he is outnumbered. NolQ had a teammate helping him out right before, but now it's a 1 versus 1, but the Republic has pretty low health, so it's starting to look like this is gonna be NolQ's second kill in the game. And actually it's even looking more grim right now than before, because now it's only NolQ and a very low health Cleveland still alive on his team. But NolQ took out the Republic and is now starting to turn his attention on the B cap. Now, if the points and the caps would have been reverse, I would say that this would be a perfect situation to get a solo warrior for NolQ, as I had displayed on my 2 last replays on my channel. The solo warrior is not really an easy achievement to get, but if you consider the points in this match and also the caps, I would say that it is an impossibility for NolQ to achieve a solo warrior. Or is it? First up, we have a very low health Massachusetts that for some reason thought it was a great idea to start engaging a half health Montana. Not really sure what the plan was here. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of those players who likes to just sail away and try to save their ship in the end of the game. But if I had been that Massachusetts player, I would probably try to go behind those islands to the north and try to spam NolQ in his Montana from back in safety. And this Cleveland is also showing quite strong signs for being suicidal. I mean, Cleveland is pretty much a paper ship, even though it's tier 8. And gunboating a Montana in the open is, well, it's not really a thing I would recommend. So maybe it isn't really impossible. What? Seriously? What is this Kagero doing? I mean, seriously, what is this team doing? Oh, he's gonna thread the needle. I mean, seriously. What a play from NolQ, and what... I mean, I don't know what that Kagero was doing. I mean, there is no reason whatsoever for a Kagero that has the best concealment in the entire game, pretty much, to show himself that close to a Montana. I mean, at that range, a Montana doesn't miss. I mean, what was he thinking? Okay, so now it's only 2 ships left against NolQ in his almost half health Montana. And we know that Cleveland, that was kind of suicidal before, is very low. And now 2 other teammates on the red team has just suicided also. So this is actually starting to look really good for NolQ. Now he's radared, so the Cleveland is apparently close. But I mean, if he shows himself, he's dead. And he shows himself. And that shot looks really good. Yeah, I mean, seriously. 5 kills, Kraken unleashed. What a game. What a game for NolQ. Unfortunately, it's less than 30 seconds on the clock. The last remaining cruiser is apparently in the A cap capping, so I don't think that NolQ will have get a opportunity to shoot at that cruiser. But seriously, what a game, what a comeback. I understand why you sent this video in, NolQ. I mean, this was an amazing game. So sad that you couldn't be able to get a win and a solo warrior, because you really deserved it. I mean, look at all those achievements. 180,000 damage done, 5 kills, and a solo capture. Damn, that was a good game. And of course, being number 1 on the team, which is always a good thing, even though it was a loss. And also Cleveland did a really good job being a tier 8 paper cruiser in this team. So, turning a profit in a tier 10 game, in a silver ship, in a loss in World of Warships, is not really a easy thing to do, but you managed to do quite well in this match. So NolQ, I want to thank you once again for sending this replay in. What a great game. And if any of the other guys have a great game in World of Warships and you want to get it featured on my channel, you can send it in the replay file and the post-battle screen result to the email posted on the screen right now. I will also post it down in the description below. So that said, I want to thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Please leave a like and a comment to NolQ below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more amazing gameplays. Until next time, guys, have a wonderful Saturday and a wonderful weekend. I see you next time. Bye bye.